Ladies and gentlemen, do you remember when the biggest controversy in America was whether or not Starbucks spelled your name wrong? You'd get a cup that said Brain instead of Brian. And that was enough to ruin your morning? Now, the fate of democracy apparently hinges on Cracker Barrel's logo, and famous for selling chicken and dumplings. Rocking chairs and DVDs nobody has watched since 2024. It is now part of the frontline culture war going on right now. And today, I'm going to take you on a little journey. Cracker Barrel. Woke, broke, rockin' chairless. Before we talk about the wokeness or the brokeness, let's rewind. It started as this quaint little idea. Make a restaurant that feels like your grandma's porch. If your grandma also ran a gift shop that exclusively sells model tractors and gospel CDs. And people loved it. Road trippers pulled off the interstate looking for that old logo. Guy leaning on a barrel, smoking a pipe, looking like he just lost the Civil War but still had time for the pancakes. Inside, you had the checkerboards, the peg games. I remember the peg games. They were a lot of fun. And a store full of candy you haven't seen since 1955. And the walls, they were decorated with so many rusty saws and banjos. You thought you'd stumble into a hoarder's barn of some sorts. And that was the charm of Cracker Barrel. It was never about cutting edge design. It was about comfort food, nostalgia, and pretending calories didn't exist for a day. They exist for me. You could order pancakes and gravy-soaked chicken and cornbread so dense it could be used as a doorstop. And the rocking chairs. Let's not forget about the rocking chairs. They weren't just furniture, they were a lifestyle. Every Cracker Barrel had them out front, lined them up like military of old men ready to give unsolicited political opinions. Cracker Barrel wasn't trying to be modern. That was the point of it. You went there to escape modern life. You went there because your grandma thought Olive Garden was too toxic. It was safe. It was predictable. It was as American as apple pie, or at least as American as apple pie you can buy next to a discounted Toby Keith CD. Rest in peace, Toby. And then it happened, the dreaded logo change. Gone was the old timer, the man leaning on the old trusty barrel, his hat tipped low. He was about to tell you a story that definitely involved the phrase, back in my day, what your grandma and grandpa used to do. Instead, now we got a minimalist. A simple woodwork, sleek, and it's clean. The kind of font you'd see on a startup that delivers oat milk subscriptions to your door. People are losing their minds. You think Cracker Barrel had announced that they were replacing biscuits with kale smoothies. The internet has exploded. Twitter threads, Facebook, and YouTube. Think pieces titled, "The Day America Died. Cracker Barrel Betrays Its Roots." Maybe that's what we'll title this video. Conservatives, they cried woke. Liberals laughed at conservatives. Designer debated on the fonts was the trees of Versailles. And the rest of us, we were just trying to figure out if we could still get hash brown casserole. The old timer was gone, and apparently so was civilization. And let's talk about the word woke. Some people say Cracker Barrel went woke because they changed their logo, which, how is Helvig a political stance? It's a font. This is a 2025, and in 2025, everything is political if you don't know already. The pancakes, political, logos, political, and now the gravy is political too. Conservatives went nuclear. Congressman Byron Donalds tweeted, "No one asked for this woke rebrand. Time to make Cracker Barrel great again." What? Donald Trump Jr. posted, "What the fuck is going on with Cracker Barrel?" Which is honestly the most American tweet of all time. Not about healthcare, not about inflation, or not about how his dad's performing in the office. No, we're about breakfast. Bobby Starbuck. Oh, we're going to hear from Starbucks. No. A conservative activist declared Cracker Barrel was stripping away our culture and heritage. Dude, our culture and heritage is fried chicken, sure, but it's not a man leaning on a cartoon barrel. Meanwhile, CNN was like, I didn't even know people listen to CNN. I can't believe this is even recorded. You listen to CNN? I don't listen to CNN. Do you listen to CNN, Bear? Ain't nobody listen to CNN here. CNN was like, let's calm down, people. Not everything is woke. And Reddit was just trolling both sides, posting memes when you change the logo, but forget to change the cholesterol in the gravy. The gravy's good. Leave it alone. And honestly, that's the beauty of the internet. Half the country thought America was collapsing. The other half was almost like making memes of the old-timer Photoshop into the Avengers. But while the internet laughed, Wall Street cried. Shares of Cracker Barrel dropped at one point, down nearly 15%, and market analysis said things like, investors are reacting to brand alienation, which is stock market speak for people are mad that Cracker Barrel's gone. It was like watching a grown adult panic over clip art. But here's the twist. Cracker Barrel's been struggling for years, and they peaked around $175 a share back in 2021. And by the time the logo drama started, they were already at $57 a share. The logo didn't tank the company. The company was already tanked. The logo was the cherry on top of the collapsing cobbler. Blaming the logo for Cracker Barrel's stock drop is like blaming your haircut for your divorce. Buddy, the problem started way before you got banged. Should have been banging. So why change the logo? Was it really about being woke? It probably wasn't. It was not. I think it was personally for survival. Think about it. Younger generations don't care about Cracker Barrel. Millennials barely eat there, and Gen Z, they think Cracker Barrel is a Spotify playlist. The logo change was an attempt to modernize, to say, hey, look, kids, we're cool. We're at Sans Surfing. We got better fonts too now. The thing is, no Gen Zers are driving to Cracker Barrel for avocado toast. Rebrand Cracker Barrel into something hip is trying to sell VHS tapes by calling them vintage Netflix. It's not gonna happen. And this is where things really get funny, because America loves fighting culture wars over food because we're all overweight and unhappy. Right, Bear? I agree, Bear. Remember when people boycotted Bud Light because of a commercial, or when Chick-fil-A got dragged into debates about marriage and equality? Now it's Cracker Barrel, a breakfast chain. We're at the point where waffles are political now, with rainbow pancakes, civilization in ruins. Imagine IHOP changing their logo and people screaming, they're erasing the International House. The pancake still tastes like regret at 2 a.m. and nothing's changed. But let's be serious. For a second, the fiasco shows how fragile America's sense of identity has become. We attach ourselves to brands. We treat logos like sacred artifacts, and when they change, we act like it's a personal attack. It's not about pancakes. It's about nostalgia. It's about people terrified the world they grew up in is slipping away. Cracker Barrel isn't just a restaurant. It's Sunday after church. It's road trips with families. It's comfort in a chaotic world. And that's probably when I ate the most Cracker Barrel, on the road. So when the old timer disappeared, it wasn't just a fun change to some. It was proof that the world was leaving them behind. And instead of just dealing with the fear, they fight over clip art. So what's the next chapter for Cracker Barrel? Honestly, probably bankruptcy, and maybe turning their stores into Spirit Halloweens. That'd be kind of, because then it's already corrugated off in sections. And maybe they'll get acquired by Waffle House, which would rebrand it as a Cracker House. Fitting, right? And where every fight comes with free hash browns. Let's do that. Just do it. Or maybe, you know what, they'll double down. Maybe next year they'll introduce NFTs of the old timer, or launch a TikTok where he dances to Taylor Swift while frying bacon. But if they want to survive, they need to stop worrying about logos and focus on the real issues. Hot biscuits, warm gravy, and make sure Uncle Gary never wins at the peg game. So the next time someone says America is doomed because Cracker Barrel went woke, remind them, civilization don't fall because of logos. They fall because we spend more time arguing about pancakes than fixing a real problem. Cracker Barrel didn't just go broke because it went woke. It went broke because time moves on, and they were still trying to sell CDs in a world of Spotify. But hey, if all of America comes with biscuits and gravy, at least we'll go down full. Anyways, thanks for watching. God bless Cracker Barrel. I love eating there. Sorry I sound like crap. I've been sick the last couple days, so I'm just hanging in there. Watch the next video, why don't you? If you ain't gonna subscribe, do something worth my time. What's the bear say? He said subscribe to. Ain't that right, boo-boo?